following is a presentation of MRE Uno, Division 2. Hello, and welcome everyone back to the February Flurry Round of 32 edition here on the MRE Uno channel. We are continuing the first tournament of the D2 season here as we approach the end of January and get into the start of February where really the true action kicks off for the February Flurry, as we'll be in our final 16 by that point. But I'm your host G-Man. We have a really good matchup for you here today. It's going to be the first of two 4v5s that we're streaming. Number 4 Scars going up against number 5 Rune. This is two players who very much could use a victory here to make the round of 16. As for both, it's been a while since they last made it. For Scars, has not made it to this point since, has not made it to the round of 16 since last season in their debut tournament, where they got 3 wins. And then for Rune, it's been even longer, 2024, 23. That was the last time they made the round of 16, so they will be looking to break that drought there. But along the line for both players, two good players across the board from a lot of Uno leagues. So this is going to be hopefully a good one on the stream here. But let's take a look at the bracket. This will kick off the snowboarding region, not the curling region. Hold on. Let me fix that real quick. That should not say curling. It should just be snowboarding. I had to copy over this. I will quickly have this update, and it will show that update in 3, 2, 1. Boom. There we go. My apologies. But anyways, in the snowboarding region, this is going to be the kickoff for that. Scars Rune going to start it off, and then we have the remaining matches actually won't kind of towards the end of the window, to be honest. Devin Tommy currently slated for Thursday at 3:30 p.m. Although that one is potentially subjected to change. Tommy, unfortunately, has been affected by the winter storm that hit the East Coast this past weekend, so he's a little bit TBD. But we are hoping to have that match happen on Thursday, if not, like will happen later in the window. But then for the bottom half of the bracket, Dino Rider will be playing on Saturday at 4 p.m. as one of the last matches of the window, and then the current last match of the window, which will be the first match in February, is going to be KGS and Sports Boy. That'll be at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on February 1st. So that will kick off the February slate of games, as we will be that'll be the last round 32 matchup and into the final 16 at that point. But we are slated for a couple of great matches here, both on stream and off stream here, but we're going to have a great on stream match coming up in just a second here. We'll go to the board here. I am joined by my co-commentator Yoshi, who is back from the treacherous storm in New York City, but he is back and ready to go on the table here. Yoshi, how are you doing, and how are you feeling about this matchup between both these players?
Yeah, doing pretty good. At a busy weekend and slept for a while, but I mean, now going into this match, like you almost can call it a classic. I feel like these are two players who come from the same place, and I'm sure they know each other quite well. Rune obviously has been more has had more MRE experience. Stars had a really good start in their debut, but then kind of struggled after that. Regardless, I do think it's kind of ironic now that Scars is in this next round, so they may be looking to repeat history and try and have another good start. So this win would definitely solidify that for Rune. I mean, he's kind of a player where going into 2025, we thought that he could have been a favorite to make it to playoffs. He was probably one of the only ones who didn't, but that doesn't stop people from believing that he can definitely still be a threat. And I do agree. I think there's a lot of potential that Rune has. It's just like, can he get the can his strategies work really? Like, I mean, for most players, you kind of have to adapt on the fly. You can't just do the same strategy every game, even if it's really good. There's some times where it just doesn't work out, and you have to readjust. And I feel like if Rune can do that, he could definitely get past this round. But yeah, Scar's just kind of looking to keep his momentum going after finally making it out of the round 64 for a while. So both players really wanting to win here. I'm looking forward to this match.
All right, let's go to the players here before we begin. Starting off with the higher seed Scars. Scars, I'm gonna open up with this one. I remember last season you were talking about not liking being the upper seed, liking being the underdog, but in the prior round you were actually able to get your first career win as the upper seed against Faye in that 4-2 victory there. So potentially that curse has been debunked for the time being. But going into this matchup, you're going up against Rune, another player who's definitely looking to have a great start to the season here after a bit of a disappointing 2025 season, but how are you feeling going into this one, and just kind of what's the mindset for you as you look to make it back to the round of 16 um, for the second consecutive time in the February Flurry? Scars is going to type out his answer here, so we'll see what he has to say. But while Scars is typing that, we'll go to Rune here. For Rune, this is again, this is going to be definitely a tough opponent here for the round of 32 here, but you've shown in the past that you've been able to do very well here. Only one time you've made it to the round of 16 in your career in MRE, and that was back in 2024. And I believe actually this was you're still trying to seek your first multi-win tournament, if I'm not mistaken, which is a bit of an interesting tidbit there, but we've seen how you've been able to do well in other leagues before. Just kind of how are you feeling going into this matchup here against Scars?
No, I'm excited. I think I'm ready. Last season definitely did not go how I was hoping it would go, but I think I've got everything I need to bounce back this season. And especially against a strong opponent like Scars, we'll just have to see how it goes.
All right, thank you, Rune. Wishing you the best of luck here. And then for Scars, I feel great. Really hoping to push further than I did a year ago, and I'm going to hold steady to my previous methods, listening to music and taking the game one card at a time. So yeah, maybe a little bit of Spotify action from Scars here. Again, best of luck to Scars as well. Hoping for a great match here as we were about to get things rolling here. Scars will have the game one call. We'll see where he starts this one off. 11. Okay, so mid range, but not true middle. Yoshi, how are you
Yeah, I mean,
feeling with that? Yep, there we go.
yeah, I'm getting a feeling this is going to be pretty fast paced. I wouldn't, maybe not as fast as like Pikachu, but definitely like they kind of like to make their moves relatively quickly. I mean, sometimes they take their time though, so it really depends on the situation. But we're going to start off his first card being the green 3. Get a switch. Okay, here comes Rune with the triple play. Star's just gonna play it cool. Yeah, I got to force Rune to draw, so kind of anticipated it. He ran out of blues after that run. So is he gonna look to maybe be patient and go for the draw city, or is he gonna try and? Ooh, wow, yeah, he's gonna go for big play here.
Yeah, it's gonna be a big swing, and that's kind of what helped Scars be able to get that win against Faye. In the last round, was able to take a few big swings here and there. Kind of left Faye in a troublesome spot at points, but Scars looking to do something similar here as I mean, there's the board. Scars looking to roll through quick. Rune was trying to go a little bit more slow and steady, but could also be the cards have not lined up well on this initial start for him as well. All right, well, we got a bit of a run here going here.
Yeah, Rune trying to counter that quad play with maybe a quad play of his own. Oh wow, even more than that's a huge play. 5 cards, but +6 on scars.
That's a that nearly flipped the table there. So now Rune in advantage here as we get our first ditto of the series. And a wild red. So actually,
Whoa, okay,
Rune
that's
is
interesting.
going
That's an interesting move.
Rune's going off
Aggressive one.
yeah. Rune's going off the green for now.
Yeah,
And
Scar's gonna
Scar's
have
gonna
the
go back.
wild, but
That is a
it
nice
does.
card,
Yeah,
yeah.
the benefit of it is now he gets to see his own card. So, oh, we did get a green one, so that could help if Scars can't really play off that. Yeah, he can't. So,
Alright, so Scar's I think Scar's ultimately elected to try to go a little bit more defensive on that one. May have had to switch out of the 3, but top deck probably spoiled those plans. But I think for both, a draw city for a little bit is going to be fine and dandy for the time being, but we'll see how long we stay on it. We have chaos in the figure skating stage here as there's an attempt for a mid power play, but it didn't go through.
yeah, they missed opportunity to do it there. Ironically, but we got another ditto on the red 4. Getting out of the screen. So Rune actually looking pretty good. He's gonna keep it running. We'll see if he can find the finish here, whether it be on this color or trying to switch out of it.
We got a bit
Oh,
run
okay.
here, 4-card run.
Gar's maybe looking to go aggressive on his own, maybe thinking he could maybe finish with that play. But another red 2, he's gonna potentially send him back. But maybe Scars has something left in the tank here. Oh yeah, he
+4.
does.
I think he wanted to hold that though, so that definitely throws a wrench in what he was going for potentially.
Yeah, I mean, Rune getting away with that one definitely. Uh, he's gonna have to figure out what to do. He's actually gonna go back to blue. I'm surprised by that. Oh, yeah, no, it's gonna call it. I guess 2 exclamation points don't work. But yeah, getting that extra Uno call is gonna help. Gonna
Got away
ditto
from it.
that. Wow. Okay.
I mean, that was a very risky play from Rune. It ends up working out, but I mean, I was really not sure how that one was going to go there. Top deck blue 0 from Scars here.
Yeah. Unfortunately, he just keeps getting these. That's funny. He I mean, I feel like yeah. In a way, it does feel very different. Um, but Scar's kind of getting. Oh, that's a risk.
That is a
I see it
huge risk.
though. I see it.
Works
Yeah,
out.
because I feel like that wasn't a color Scars wanted, based on what he's been playing. So does work out. Can Rune run with that, or is this just going to be another draw city? I mean, I feel like he had a reason for doing that.
I would think for that one, you got to have something to play there. Otherwise, that feels like a really unnecessary risk.
Oh
Goes
my
into the
god.
yellow now.
Yeah, this is the color you would expect Scars to have left. Yeah, okay.
It's
So
a
now
Uno.
does this risk pay off?
This could be a game of chance though here because you're kind of factoring in also the top deck that Scars ends up getting. Would that be the yellow
Hmm.
5 or could it be another card, and could it be the yellow was what he was holding and then he just top decked a yellow and maybe has the lineup here? I mean, that's kind of the risky run with this. Um but I think Rune is willing to walk on that tightrope here as he could maybe see a finish here.
Yeah, I mean, you'd hope so. I mean, we'll have to see. I mean, might need to wait. Might has it. Oh
Tried to call
no.
power play. Cannot do that on Uno. Yellow
Okay.
2.
Let's see. Let's see.
Oh,
Oh
wrong
my
number
god.
placement. Had the right idea, but it's the green 2 that either was a top deck or the last card. So
Ow.
score's gonna go up 1-0 here. It's
So
top
yeah,
deck,
he did have
okay.
the yellow.
So then the red yellow was the right play, just kind of got a little unlucky on the numbers there. Uh,
Yeah. So
mhm.
it looks like Rune had a double play after that yellow too. So I mean, really, he gambled. It unfortunately didn't pay off. I don't blame him, but yeah, it's tough. Like that's a really. It's like you kind of have to live by the sword once you take the risk.
I mean, I gotta ask Rune on that one because I mean, we saw the attempted power play with Uno left. Was that a play that was like a double on the yellow there, or was it something that would have required you to play the yellow 2 in the first place?
I just had a yellow numbers left. 2, 6, and 8. Guess the number wrong.
Oh.
One
Yeah,
wanted to
unfortunately.
power play to prevent this from happening, but I forgot about the Uno rule. It's been a while.
Yeah, that's all good. That's also why that's automated in the system to just kind of notify. But yeah, unfortunate one for Rune. I mean, that's kind of like a 1 in 3 chance, and unfortunately got the 1 in 3 that he did not want there. So yeah, we'll see if that's something that could play a factor as we go along with the because again, some of these games can come down to 50-50s here. But other times it's just kind of how the game flows. But yeah, that's one of those ones that not quite a 50-50, more like a 1 in 3, but uh depending on how this series goes, we might look back at that one as one of the unfortunate ways that I could have dictated how the final result ends up being. But we're in game 2. We're on yellow here. Scars did not elect to double up on the +2.
Yeah, you think about it like it's not the worst thing because it's early in the series, you still have your power play. Um didn't really get a chance to I mean use it even if you knew he was like you couldn't do it at Uno. Like if he did it a turn earlier, I probably I mean you could have, but it's still pretty risky do that. Yeah, let's see here as we go into
Oh
a
man,
bunch of colors actually. Scars with a big play though.
3-card switch on that one. That's gonna be a +6 going Rune's way. So kind of a similar start to how the last game went, where Rune's gonna have to try to play a little defense here, but he's gonna get it with the ice there, and now he's gonna be able to kind of chip away at that lead.
Yeah, it's tough if you start running out of red yourself, but it looks like that's not gonna be a problem right now. So does give him something to work with here.
Yeah, I mean the main thing is just kind of like walking through the numbers here, just hoping you don't place the wrong one. I mean, like right there, you get the switch into green here. We'll see if he has a crossover. He does. Goes into yellow. This will be huge for
Ooh,
him if
okay.
Scars draws. No, we get a rainbow actually.
Whoa.
There you
Yeah,
go, rainbow.
that's. I mean, yeah. I guess if you're Scars, it's you want all the color switches you can get because you you're at low cards as long as all it takes is the right switch from your opponent and you can just kind of steal the win as we go back into red, which should be a draw. Yeah, there you go. I mean, that's the one color he doesn't want. I mean, that's at least something Rune is something to be aware of here. But yeah, he's unable to play, so it's going to be a draw city, probably for the best. Um,
Yep, draw city on red, but we break it out with the yellow just as I say that. And we'll see how long Scars runs this, because he's definitely going to be the one who wants to be a little bit more aggressive. Switch the green.
Oh, wow. Definitely not something Rune wanted there, and kind of puts him in a rough spot. Now it's the question: does Scars have has one of his last two cards? If it's a double, or just something, or like, what is he trying to do with this play? Yeah, I mean, the best he could do is switch out. He's gonna pay off.
Yeah, I mean, those are kind of the plays where it kind of feels good when you kind of get it going, because then that +4 ultimately, for the time being, gets burnt, and you don't really got to worry about it for the moment, especially because Scars was at 2 cards, so no +4 there in that deck, unless he's playing a crazy mind game here, but probably not advised.
Well, we are gonna switch into yellow. Just gonna keep switching these colors, which I feel like, yeah, Scars is gonna have at least one of those with the yellow 0. Room now needing to think about this next play. I mean, you're in a tough spot. Yeah, we're just gonna play a yellow. Okay, it's gonna lead into a draw. Maybe was looking at the history, trying to avoid a color switch. Actually, didn't really matter though, because he got a red 2 as well. But Scars might have got something off the draw to combo off of this red. Oh, I mean, he just got a +4. So, kind of sad there. Rune really tried everything he could.
Yeah, I mean, we were kind of talking about kind of the ice there, but it's also where Scars is kind of also in the position to get that top deck there, and we see that bailout +4 go his way here. So that's going to be an early 2-0 lead and 3-0 on the +4s to kick this one off here. So Rune not getting a lot of +4 love early. Yeah, other than the +4s, everything else has been relatively even for the moment, but yeah, not really much Rune could have done there. Just got again a little unlucky. But we're gonna go into Rune's homestand now, and he's gonna go with the 15. I should probably actually make this arrow a little lighter, because this is a this is definitely a darker background, so I will tweak that. There we go. But we're opening with the red here.
Pretty much just hoping that the luck kind of resets in a way where he could start getting some things, and or at least Scars doesn't get the top decks he needs. So
could it be the homestand getting blessed? I mean, that's something we might be able to see, depending on how this game goes. Because I mean, if Rune wins this with a pretty big run or something like that, it could be a homestand thing for the moment.
right. Go into green. See, now just kind of both players trying to play patient here, playing these numbers, getting them down. Scar's gonna not have another green to play. or at least one not one that he wants to play. So Rune kind of gets the early opening here. There we go, another draw from Scars. Rune able to potentially push off the 9. We'll see if he's gonna go for the switch or gonna maybe have another green.
We got a P6
Rune,
here. And there's 3 cards.
Rune with the
We've seen a few of these so far in the series. I think it's like the 4th one. Or maybe the 3rd, but Scars with a lot of cards at the moment here. Added on with the draws on green. So again, we talked about the first 2 games where Scars got out to that early lead here. Rune with the home field now actually does have the lead here, but he's gonna run out on yellow here.
Yeah, I guess just trying to set Scars really far, where he's forced into he's maybe like just banking on Scars getting so many numbers that it's going to be really tough for him to come back, even if he forces a couple of draws. But here comes Scars with a huge run that's going to very close that gap very quickly.
Gonna be a 5-card run there, no additional +2, but gap has been closed. Rune hoping to get things rolling on the new color here, and he will. Now we're kind of underway again here. Both fine with blue at the moment here. It's really just going to be who is going to switch, and there it is. Rune's going to switch it into yellow, which Rune was drawing on yellow beforehand. Scars is going to cross over to red.
Yeah, that's an interesting play, though. I feel like Rune might have wanted that. That's the one thing I'm concerned about.
Might have an idea, won't say what it is, but we are in red now. Get a big play here.
Yeah, that's game.
Blue 8, wow. Well, once it loads.
There we go. It's going through. It's going through. I mean, you typed it right. Yeah.
There we go. Okay, that was a little weird. But there he goes. And I was gonna mention it. I think the reason Rune did that, I think he was banking on Scars getting that crossover there, and it ends up working out wonderfully for him as it gets to pretty much the color he needed to be able to get that finish there. So
yeah, Scars as I kind of expected, you feel like when a player has so many cards, they'd have a lot of
red. Please don't immediately start the game in the future. We'll keep it going. But yeah, we'll keep it going for now, but
I can hold it a second if you want.
It's fine. Yoshi, you can just kind of finish your thought and then we'll get in the game for it.
Yeah. I sometimes with a lot of cards you have a lot of control, but Rune kind of doing what he was hoping for, forcing Scars to have so many numbers that it's really even if you force draws, you still have a long way to you still have to wait very long to get something going. So I mean, good on Rune. I feel like that yellow was probably off of a draw that he didn't want, but it ended up working out for him as we go into this 4th game.
I'm thinking the yellow actually came from the +2 there, so it ended up being a stray he wanted to get rid of, and I think he just kind of saw the opportunity there, and it worked out. So yeah, we're gonna go into game 4 here. The home trend is still going strong here at the moment. But
Right.
yeah.
Oh, I think Dia just won.
Dia did win. Nifty popping off. That is the first 15 seed to go down in this tournament. Also, they were 5-5 to this point, which is a little bonkers. But yeah, Dia with the win. That is, I believe, their first round of 16 appearance in their career. So doing well to start off this new season. As we go back to this game and we continue on the red, Rune plays Scar's card. And we will just stay on red with that for the time being. As Rune will switch it to the yellow 8, which did very well for him in the last game.
Yeah. So it's Ditto on the yellow 8. We get kind of similar situation. You know, Rune kind of preferring these high card starts where um, the games are more likely to be evened out, and I feel like it's definitely working out for him. He knows when to pull the trigger on a run. And we saw that in game 3. But Scars with a blue wild, that's going to be pretty aggressive. Maybe just really wanting to avoid that red, but or maybe just I'm not sure. There's a couple things that could mean. Rune gonna test the red. Yeah, okay. It appears he just didn't have any red and just was kind of hoping that Rune wouldn't have anything. So unfortunate there.
Yeah, now Rune's
Rune
just
gonna
rolling here at this point. Got the switch into green.
Yeah, I do like that. He plays off of the red, knowing he was likely going to draw. So now, yeah, it gets that extra boost.
Pings Dino, who is currently
Oh
watching.
my
Goes
goodness.
back into red now also. And Scars has to draw again.
He might actually win off that too. That's a crazy sequence of events if this is how it ends.
I mean, if it blinks into green, I mean, he could have that pretty much locked up. Yeah, there you
Oh
go.
well, that definitely is not much you can do on that one.
Yeah, I mean, that was...
Yeah, I had that one locked up regardless, I think.
I mean, that was
Fair,
still
yeah.
pretty well played from Rune there in terms of the cards. It's just kind of the ending sequence there with the double +4. Really kind of made that pretty simple there. But Yoshi, I mean, this has been a trend at the moment where it seems the homestand is seeming to be doing pretty well here. It's 2-2 now. Both have won on their homestands. It's 4-0 on the homestand at the moment here. Should I phrase that? I should phrase that better there. Kind of going to game 5, do you think that could affect how both kind of approach it here, especially with this being someone is going to get the match point after this one?
Yeah, I think so. When you start seeing a trend, you now are starting to think about it, sometimes, which honestly I think can more often than not can kind of leads you astray, feeling like, okay, now I have now I have an agenda to follow, or how am I gonna break this? So how am I like, or if you're on the receiving end, like how am I gonna break this trend? So it does bring an interesting dynamic. I think we kind of saw that in Dia's match too. It only broke in game 6, so we'll see if that happens here as well. That'll be pretty funny if it does. But we at least have a game each where both players had like just ridiculous hands, so kind of evened out in that sense.
Yeah, but I mean, again, look at the stats. I mean, we mentioned it. After game 2, Room was down 3-0 on the +4s, and now after game 4 with the homestand, it is once again tied 3-3. So I think that homestand difference is playing a factor here. Scars doesn't have an additional wild. But I mean, again, it's pretty even across the board on all the ammo. Um, I mean, combining reverse and skips, it's just a 1 card difference in Rune's favor, and then it's only 1 extra wild for Scars, 1 extra +2 for Rune. So this game, in terms of ammo, has actually been very even from a series long perspective.
Yeah.
All right, we'll go to game 5 now. Scars has the call, goes with 8. Could be a critical one here. We'll see if we get something a little different here, or if the trend keeps on going here. All these games, yeah, no, you're good. I don't think you knew. So it's fine. That's not your fault.
Yeah, I
But
mean, the player is open to saying their cards start early, but like, we have to make sure we ask questions beforehand.
all right, so
That's pretty much it.
Yell skip will open this one up. Game 5. Do we potentially see power play from someone will be a question. I think that's really something we do have to consider here. But Scar's gonna open up
Yeah,
with a double play.
like that's an interesting thing to bring up, especially considering Rune tried it in game 1. He's definitely not afraid to use it early, especially if it feels right. I feel like he's that kind of player who, if the time feels right, he's gonna use it. He's not gonna wait until the end all the time. But I guess it typically pans out that way. Because just I don't know, that's how it kind of is. But Scars, I don't know. I mean, I feel like he's also kind of flexible, but we tend to see him use it towards the end as well. So if they feel like momentum is really a key factor, I could definitely see them wanting to use power play in this scenario. We're seeing a lot of plays here. I mean, we switched like 2 different colors now. Scar's already at 3. Gonna send him back. Game is now even.
We are still low. We are so low though, and I mean, with most of these games so far, we've been staying in the 4 to 6 minute range here. So,
Mm-hmm.
still got a little bit to go until we get there. Rune's gonna power play.
Well then.
So we mentioned it doesn't always do the save it to the end there. He's gonna use it to actually get a switch here.
Huh.
So we'll see if this pans out. He does give an extra card to Scars here. Scars has to
Oh my
draw.
god. That's crazy.
Gets the Uno.
Scars, anything left here? He has been getting some good top decks, but will he get it this time? Oh my god, he did.
Well, is that going to end up being a top deck or not? Is that a hold? We'll have to find out after this game. But that could have definitely been a hold potentially. Maybe not. Although then again, maybe you didn't want to risk it there. Not sure. We're gonna have to find out on that one. But that +4 comes in at the right time for Scars here as he gets rolling on green here. Rune gonna be forced to draw.
I would be surprised if he held on to that into Uno. Oh
Eventually
no.
finish. Wow.
That's such a sad reversal. Like he pretty much had the win, and yeah, Scars. The name of the game for Scars is just the top decks right now. Like he's won 2 games off of that.
Yeah, that's a brutal one for Rune there because he actually had a really good lineup on that one. Had a good read there, but just got unlucky at the very last moment and was stuck flailing at that point. And then Scars had his own lineup to end that one, but I don't know if there's really much to say on that one. That's kind of a unfortunate way for that to go for game 5. Rune is still in it, but without the power play, definitely going to make it a little bit tougher. But the home trend does continue here, so maybe Rune could use that to his advantage, but gonna have to debunk it at some point. Yeah, gonna stay with the upper tier. That's not very surprising. Seems to be more comfortable there as I think that's the second time we started on blue one. I'm not too sure, but
Mm-hmm.
Rune looking to tie this one up to force game 7 and try to break that trend. Immediate switch though. I think it's the first time we've seen that all series.
Yeah, I don't think it's the end of the road yet. I mean, it it's still only 2 games needing to win. The only really rough thing about this is the difference in power play, where the player in the lead has it and the player behind doesn't. So this is going to be he's really going to have to play the best he can. Uh, he pretty much can't afford to make mistakes anymore. So we'll see if he can figure it out. I mean to be fair, he did get pretty unlucky when he tried using it.
Well, Rune did get a draw from Scars on the yellow here. Gonna have a play in blue, and yes, he is gonna go back into the yellow there with a run. Looking to abuse
Okay.
that. Scars
Yeah,
in
I mean,
agony, yeah.
you kind of want to be aggressive in this position. I'm curious if Rune has a good hand here. No, he's just gonna draw. Okay.
I don't
Ooh.
think Rune has a great lineup here at the moment, so I think he had the opportunity to maybe stall that one out since he saw the yellow draw there. Scars definitely looked a bit desperate to get out of there, so I think Rune's trying to go for a bit of trying to draw this one out a little bit, see if he gets some good cards here. As Scars is going to be able to escape though, as he finds another draw to get out of there.
I I I we're almost seeing like Scars in a 2-color strat, as we saw he drew on 2 different colors earlier. So like it's interesting. Like you kind of almost know what Scars has, but at the same time, you don't know how quickly he can go on a run.
Rune running this red for now has the lead here. Switches to blue.
Okay,
It is still
so that's
close
gonna.
though.
Ooh. Yeah, I wonder if Rune has something here. I mean, he's really gotta put out all the stops. Here's a wild green. It's his own card.
Will his own
This could
card come
be.
to the rescue here?
Oh my
It's
goodness, no. I mean, this might work out depending on if Rune has the run right here. He
3-1.
doesn't. Oh no. Scars with potential power play here. Could end it. Oh
Oh
no.
man. Is that going to be an unfortunate? Is that going to be the unfortunate timing, which is going to cost here? It's actually going to be a lineup on the blue, um, and that will do it. That seemed to be, yeah. I'm trying to see that one out because I mean, if Rune didn't have any more blue left, I think he was going to be in a bad spot anyways. But yeah, that's gonna be a tough one for Rune there because I mean I think he had a really good usage of the power play in Game 5, but just got super unlucky there. And unfortunately, rest of it did not really go the way he needed it to. So, Scar's able to take advantage, gets the win here. Um, Ow, wow, actually every single ammo card lined up the exact same except the +4, so that's actually gonna probably be a differential of pretty much something around 0.05 in Scar's favor, most likely. But yeah, Scars ends up getting the win 4-2. Moving on here, Scars back in the round of 16. Where the doubters at? But yeah, back in the round of 16 here, Scars got the win here. Just kind of any comments from the series here, and how are you feeling moving on to the next round where you'll be facing the winner of Tommy and Devin? I do not plan to go out in a fizzle like I did last year. That is true. Last year did not go very well in the round of 16 for Scars. So hoping to avoid a repeat there. Just gonna update this bracket here.
Yeah, I don't really have much to say. I feel like both players kind of played the best they could. For Rune, I'm curious what his last 2 cards were. I'm guessing they were just numbers.
My last two cards were here. Green 2, red 2.
Okay, yeah. So you just kind of had to. Yeah, no. Both players played the best they could. Honestly, I mean, there's a hindsight where you don't use power play in that game 5, but like the he honestly like the idea was there. He just got the top deck just went in Scars' favor. Honestly, like yeah, the luck in the sense where Scars had the luck right when he needed it. It's not like he got lucky the whole way. He just kind of like in some of those games where it's like, okay, I need something here. He got it. So that's kind of how the game goes. Like you don't have to you can start off with numbers, but if you get the draws at the moments you need them, that kind of can just decide a game. Um, it I feel like it decided enough games to where Scars kind of just had the advantage. Um, but I mean, yeah, there's really not much to say in terms of the gameplay because I feel like both players just played clean, no clear misplays.
Hmm. Yeah, that's just kind of how I think this series ended up playing out here. But um, yeah, pretty. I think it was honestly a pretty good series there. Just I think the big difference maker in this one was Scars getting the card he needed at the absolute most important time, which for Scars it was huge. For Rune, unfortunately, was not what he was hoping for there, and unfortunately, we'll go out with a slightly disappointing result there. But still a good effort from him. If anything, I think kind of this showing here shows that he definitely can find that rebound at some point, but it's gonna take a little longer than he was hoping for it to be. But yeah, we'll see how that pans out moving forward. But let's take a quick look at the updated bracket here in just a second. All right, there we go. Yeah, let's take a quick look at this updated bracket. Scars moves on in a 4-2 win. That is his second consecutive 4-2 win. He moves into the round of 16. In a tournament of chaos, the projected player ends up getting to that point there. So Scars looking to get some work done early in the season, and hoping this time he can make it to the regional finals for the very first time in his career. Came up a little bit short in their debut tournament last season in this round, but looking to make it to the regional finals this time against whoever wins between Tommy and Devin. He will be the higher seed in this one, so he will get the home field advantage, and this is where we move into the best of nines for this round exclusively for the February Flurry, so we'll have that to work with as well. But we'll play the winner of Tommy and Devin. That will be Thursday at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then again, as mentioned at the top of the stream, bottom half of the bracket, Dino Rider going to play Saturday at 4 p.m. and then KGS Sports Boy Sunday at 4 p.m. to most likely wrap up the round, unless we have one of the last scheduled games be a little later than that. But based off who it is, I really doubt it. But that's gonna do it. Thank you all so much for watching this stream. We will be back tomorrow with not one but two streams for the round of 32. We're gonna have a 2 p.m. stream with Nifty and Marble Side. That'll be hosted by our KT. So I know a lot of people will be excited for that stream. And that's gonna be another good match. That's also the other 4 or 5 that's gonna be streamed, and then little later in the day at 4:30 p.m. it's going to be Marcus and Puzzle Dan in the ski jumping region, the 3v6 matchup. That's another one a lot of people are looking forward to. Marcus looking to try and make a bit of a resurgence here after doing so mid-season last year, and then from Puzzle Dan, I believe, looking for his first ever round of 16 appearance in that matchup. You're going to have 2 good matches for you tomorrow as we continue the round of 32. Yoshi, any final thoughts on either match and just kind of how the rest of this bracket is looking to shape up?
Uh, yeah, I think this is a good match to watch just to kind of see um, where the cards would lie. Scars Scars has the opportunity here to to beat his best run last year. I think he could definitely do it if things work out. But you know, Rune definitely a player uh who's pretty, I think has the consistency to um get some wins for the rest of the season. There's definitely a lot to look at with him. I do think this is far from okay. You're only run up till now, yeah. Yeah, that is true. That is true. Your bracket paths have not been great past that, but uh, no, this is kind of a scenario where Rune just kind of getting beat by the bot here. I think he could easily go. He could easily uh, get a run going. Just not going to be this tournament for now. Definitely more opportunities to get that. The rest of this bracket, we just started. I think this is the first match of the round in this region.
In the region, yeah.
So yeah, what I'm thinking is we have a couple. We definitely have like a good amount of rookies here. Scars uh could be the only rookie not in his region, not in or the only non-rookie in the top 16 in his region, depending on how the other matches go. He's guaranteed to face a rookie next round though, because Devin and Tommy are both rookies. So it does leave an interesting situation. How does he deal with that? Because technically he hasn't played a rookie yet. Faye is not a rookie, so you wonder if that's going to make things harder or easier for him. We'll have to see, but there's still a lot of unpredictability with this region. I do think anything can happen.
All right, well, that will do it from us again. Last there's only 3 returnees left in this region. Scars moving on, of course, but then the other 2 are Cagiest and Ryder, both playing rookies in this one, and then Devin, Tommy, both rookies. Scars will be playing a rookie no matter what in the snowboarding region round of 16, but we'll see who it ends up being. Thank you so much for watching this stream here. Again, we'll be back tomorrow with 2 more streams, one hosted by KT and one hosted by myself. On behalf of my co-commentator Yoshi, our ref Red, and everyone who came out to watch, including our players, thank you all so much for watching this stream. We will see you all tomorrow for some more MRE Uno D2 February Flurry action, but until then, I'm G-Man. Take care, everyone, and have a great night.